Understand what I'm about to tell you, your life will never be the same again. If you complete this video to the end, your life will change now. This isn't just a warning, it's a revelation. A truth so profound, so unsettling, that it will force you to reevaluate everything you thought you knew about love, commitment, and the invisible forces that can tear them apart. There's something that nobody talks about, but it's happening everywhere. Married women, intelligent, strong, committed women falling into the hands of predators. Not because they're weak, not because they're naive, but because of something far more dangerous. They're being neglected where it matters most. And that neglect is the gateway to destruction. Think about it. A woman gets married believing in love and forever in a partnership that stands the test of time. She commits, she gives, she nurtures. She pours her heart into building a life with someone she trusts, someone she believes will always see her, always choose her. But what happens when the very foundation she stands on starts to crack? Not from some dramatic betrayal, not from an obvious villain, but from something so subtle, so insidious, that she doesn't even see it happening. Neglect isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't storm into the room. It creeps in quietly in the form of unspoken words, unmet needs, and unappreciated efforts. It's a husband too tired to listen after a long day at work. A household where routine replaces passion, where conversations become transactional, and where the spark that once lit up the room fades into a dim, flickering ember. It's a life where she feels invisible, and when a woman starts to feel invisible, she becomes vulnerable. Enter the predator. He doesn't come in with force. He doesn't need to. He sees the gaps, the cracks, the spaces where attention, affection, and validation should be, and he fills them. He doesn't wear a mask or carry a weapon. He doesn't need to. His tools are far more effective: a well-timed compliment, a moment of genuine attention, a listening ear when no one else seems to care. He doesn't have to be extraordinary. He just has to be present. It starts innocently. A compliment here, a moment of genuine attention there. He listens when no one else does. He notices what her husband stopped seeing. He remembers the little things, the way she takes her coffee, the book she mentioned she was reading, the story she told about her childhood. And before she realizes it, she's drawn in. Not to the man, but to the feeling. The feeling of being seen, being valued, being desired. And that is what makes her easy prey. This isn't about morality. This isn't about blame. It's about human nature. It's about the psychology of connection, the way we are wired to seek what we are missing. And when a woman is starving for emotional intimacy, she will find it whether she's looking for it or not. It's not about the predator being extraordinary. It's about her feeling extraordinary in his presence, even if it's just for a moment. People assume affairs happen because of sex. That's a lie. Affairs happen because of loneliness, because of unmet emotional needs, because the daily grind has turned love into logistics, turned passion into planning, turned intimacy into obligation. And when a woman no longer feels chosen, she becomes a target for someone eager to choose her. But here's the real tragedy: she doesn't want to betray her vows. She doesn't set out to cross lines. She doesn't wake up one morning and decide to risk it all. It happens in the smallest of moments, in the tiny fractures of daily life, the missed opportunities to connect, the unspoken words that pile up like bricks, building a wall between her and the person she once felt closest to. And by the time she realizes where she is, it's too late. So how do we stop it? How do we protect what matters most? It starts with understanding, with recognizing that love is not a one-time commitment. It's a daily act. It's in the way we listen, the way we see each other, the way we choose each other again and again, long after the wedding day has passed. Husbands, if you think this can't happen to you, you're already making the first mistake. If you believe your wife is immune, that she is different, that she would never fall into this trap, then you are already leaving the door open. Not because she wants to walk through it, but because you've stopped making her feel like she matters. You've stopped seeing her as the woman she is, and started seeing her as the role she plays: wife, mother, caretaker. And when she stops feeling like a woman, she starts feeling like a ghost. Make no mistake, this is not just about women. It's about human nature. When people don't feel valued, they seek value elsewhere. When people don't feel loved, they search for love in places they never thought they would. And predators? They don't create the problem. They just step in where the problem already exists. They don't have to be charming or handsome or wealthy. They just have to be there, in the right place at the right time with the right words. So here's the truth. If you want to keep your marriage strong, if you want to protect the love you fought so hard to build, then you must wake up. You must see her, really see her. Not just as a wife, not just as a mother, but as a woman who still needs to be desired, cherished, appreciated. Because the moment she feels invisible is the moment she becomes vulnerable. And here's the most important part: this isn't just about preventing betrayal. It's about building a marriage that actually thrives, a relationship that is alive, not just surviving, a love that doesn't just exist but grows. Because at the end of the day, the best way to keep what you love is to never stop fighting for it. Marriage isn't the finish line, it's the starting point. And if you forget that, someone else will be more than happy to remind her. Someone else will step in and give her what you've stopped giving. Someone else will make her feel what you've stopped making her feel. And by the time you realize what's happening, it will be too late. So ask yourself, when was the last time you really looked at her? Not just a passing glance, but a deep, intentional look that says, I see you, I choose you, I value you. When was the last time you made her feel like the most important person in the room? When was the last time you fought for her, not out of obligation, but out of love? Because here's the hard truth. Love isn't a feeling, it's a choice. It's a decision you make every single day. And if you stop making that choice, if you stop fighting for her, if you stop seeing her, then you're not just risking your marriage. You're risking her. And once she's gone, you'll realize that no amount of regret can bring her back. So wake up. See her, choose her, fight for her. Because if you don't, someone else will. And that's a truth you can't afford to ignore.